Here at MassEffectFollower, we love thinking about theoretical situations within the Mass Effect universe. So on a recent playthrough of the series, specifically during the prologue on Eden Prime, we got to thinking, what might have happened if Commander Shepard had never actually interacted with the Prothean beacon? Now first, we have to consider what set of circumstances came together for that to happen. If Shepard did not approach the beacon, we have to assume that one of several things has happened. The first is that neither Ashley nor Kaidan let the curiosity get the better of them and instead elected to keep their distance, thus ensuring that Shepard didn't leap to the rescue of the quizzical squadmate, putting the commander in the right spot to receive the beacon's message. The other one is that Shepard was unable to disarm the charges set by Saren and the Geth, resulting in the destruction of the entire area as well as the beacon itself. For this scenario, we'll assume that the station was destroyed before Shepard even arrived, rather than the squad being taken out by the explosion while trying to disarm the bomb. Now, at this point in the story, there is nothing particularly special about Shepard, so the following event would be largely the same regardless of the commander's fate. There are also any number of possibilities, such as the Normandy maybe never even going to Eden Prime, but for the sake of time, we'll just focus on these two. In the first scenario, the beacon is secured and taken by the Normandy. Based on the properties of the beacon, it is highly likely that the first soldier, scientist, or whatever to approach it would be bombarded by the message that it held. It is also likely that the same person would have had their mind utterly destroyed in the process, since, according to Liara, being able to interact with the beacon without losing one's mind suggests that Commander Shepard is incredibly strong-willed. Now that isn't to say that nobody else would be able to take it. Shepard is, after all, only human. He is strong-willed, sure, but not to a supernatural level. It wouldn't be unheard of for others in the Alliance to possess similar willpower. If the first person that got close to the beacon just happened to be one of those individuals, then the events of the series could have possibly played out in a similar fashion. Shepard would still be at the forefront of the mission, seeing as how they were the ones who found out about Saren. The commander would approach the council the same way as before, asserting that Saren was a traitor, and events would play out as before. Except now, the crew member who received the vision would always be on hand due to the vital information that that person holds. Now, after that, the beacon would be taken to the Citadel, and chances are that there are many individuals from every race that may be capable of enduring it. However, this is where things really start to deviate. This is the Citadel that we're talking about. Once they discover how dangerous the beacon could be, they would slap the scientists in charge with tons of regulations in the interest of safety. They would eventually get to the point where someone could interact with it, but it would most likely take a very long time. Shepard could have continued the mission against Saren during this time, but without that key information from the beacon, Saren would have even more of an advantage than what he already did. As a result, Saren would be 2 steps ahead the whole way. Might not seem like much, but just remember how close things got at the end of the first Mass Effect. Saren would have found the conduit and used it before Shepard even knew about Ilos. Sovereign would have taken the Citadel easily since the Alliance reinforcements couldn't be brought in without Shepard opening the relay for them. Basically, the Reapers would return and the event of Mass Effect 3 would begin, except the entire galaxy would be even more unprepared. Even with the information from the beacon, after all the time wasted bringing it to the Citadel and studying it, Saren would still have a head start, possibly even a bigger one. Depending on how long it took to access the beacon, things would turn out the same way, with nothing but defeat as the ultimate prize. Of course, there is a minuscule chance that the galaxy could unite and defeat the Reapers, but there's already a minuscule chance in the third game, and even then, victory is not assured. With this much less preparation, defeat is all but inevitable. Thing is, Scenario 2 is not all that different. The beacon would be lost or destroyed in the explosion, thus ensuring nobody could receive the same information as Saren. Now, obviously, the Alliance would not just sit back and do nothing at this mission failure. They would report their findings to the Citadel, and Shepard would make the same case against Saren. From here, events would be identical to what happened in Scenario 1 if Shepard went after Saren without waiting for the Citadel to study the beacon. Naturally, there's no guarantee things would play out exactly as predicted. Sentient beings have free will, after all, and are unpredictable as a result. We consider these the most likely outcomes given the circumstances, but in reality, anything could happen. The outlook would still be overall bleak, but you never know. So, what do you think would happen? Are there any scenarios that you've cooked up that you'd like to share with us? Let us know in the comments down below, And while you are there, give this video a like and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.